Hi everyone, it's Rose and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a bunch of my anticipated releases coming out in 2025. I found most of these on Goodreads, so I don't have the dates for some of them don't have covers, they literally just have a name and one of my favourite authors, and I got excited and put them on this list, okay? I don't know a lot of information for a lot of these books, but if they do have synopsises on there, we're gonna read through that and talk about why I'm excited to read them, basically. These are all books not out yet when I'm recording this, but they're coming out in the next year. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first couple books are both from Freida McFadden, one of my favourite thriller authors. First up we have The Crash, which is coming out at the end of January, I believe. So I'm super excited. Tegan is 8 months pregnant, alone, and desperately wants to put her crumbling life in the rearview mirror, so she hits the road, planning to stay with her brother until she can figure out her next move. But she doesn't realise she's heading straight into a blizzard. She never arrives at her destination. Stranded in rural Maine with a dead car and broken ankle, Tegan worries she's made a terrible mistake. Then a miracle. She is rescued by a couple who offers her a room in the warm cabin until the snow clears. But something isn't right. Tegan believes she was waiting out the storm, but as time ticks by she comes to realise she is in grave danger. This safe haven isn't what she thought it was, and staying here may have been her most deadly mistake yet, and now she must do whatever it takes to save herself and her unborn child. I'm excited. I'm scared. These books scare me. Then the next book we have that she has got is The Tenant. This only got released a few days ago, so I have no clue what it's about, honestly. It says it's coming out on the 6th of May. But again, this is just information I've got from Goodreads. This is not like confirmed or anything like that. Don't take everything I say with a pinch of salt, okay? Blake Porter is riding high until he's not, fired abruptly from his job as VP of marketing and unable to make the mortgage payments on the new brownstone that he shares with his fiancée. He's desperate to make ends meet. Enter Whitney, beautiful, charming, down to earth and looking for a room to rent. She's exactly what Blake's looking for. Or is she? Because something isn't quite right. The neighbours start treating Blake differently. The smell of decay permeates his home no matter how hard he scrubs. Strange noises jar him awake in the middle of the night, and soon Blake fears someone knows his darkest secrets. Danger lives right at home, and by the time Blake realises it, it will be far too late. Ugh! This book's gonna be creepy! I'm really excited. That's the first time I actually read the synopsis of that book, so that sounds dark, and I'm here for it. Then we have Love Arranged by Lauren Asher. This is the third book in her Lakefront Billionaire series. I actually don't know who the couple's going to be. I just know that the third book is coming out in 2025. I adore Lauren Asher. I read everything she has written. I will continue to read everything she has written because she is amazing to me. She writes romance. Most of them are on Kindle Unlimited, if not all of them actually, and I recommend. Then we have This Woven Kingdom number 4. I don't know what its name's going to be. I can't tell you anything about it because it's going to be the 4th book in a fantasy series. I recently read the first 3 books and I am hooked. I need more from this woman! Speaking of Tahara Mafi, we have, I think it's going to be called Watch Me. Now this is going to be set in the same world as the Shatter Me series. I'm sure you know that series. I think it's set 10 years later. I don't really know much else other than that, but I'm hoping that we get, oh my gosh, I've forgotten his name. I read this series years ago. The younger brother. I'm hoping that we get him grown up and his point of view, because I think that would be so fun. Then we have Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. A competitive diver and an ace swimmer jump into forbidden waters in this steamy college romance from the New York Times bestselling author of The Love Opposites. So it's a romance between a diver and a swimmer, which makes sense why it's called Deep End. I'm just excited. I don't have any particular reason. I just really like Ali Hazelwood. This looks like it's going to be a long book. Going to be like 460 pages. That is long for Ali Hazelwood. She normally writes like under 400 pages. Okay, I'm excited. We have 2 more books from Janice Hallett, and I honestly don't want to read the synopsis because I don't want to go into it knowing absolutely anything. So the first one is called A Box Full of Murders and the second is called The Killer Question. Janice Hallett, one of my favourite authors. Every single book she has written so far, and I hope every book that she continues to write, has mixed media as like the whole book basically. Whether that's one of them, it's 200 audio tapes transcribed, and that's, you have to put together the mystery while listening to those. Then there's another one where it's like a group project, so you're getting people's like what are they called, message boards, and you're getting WhatsApp messages and call transcripts and emails. There's another one where it's a reporter and you're getting emails back and forth, and then like recorded audio and her typing up her thoughts. Like, it's written so interestingly, and they're thrillers, and you have to piece together what's going on, and you never know if you can actually trust whose point of view you're getting. It is so good every single time, and the fact that there's 2 more coming out this year, hopefully, I'm so excited. So once again, a box full of murders and the killer question. Then we have She Didn't See It Coming by Shari Lapena. Shari Lapena is one of my favourite authors. I've said it multiple times and I will continue to say it. I don't know if I'm even going to be able to find the synopsis for this one. Let's hope. Bryden and Sam have it all. Thriving careers, a smart apartment in a luxury condominium. Supportive friends and a cherished daughter, the perfect life for the perfect couple. Then Sam receives a call at his office. Braden, working from home that day, has failed to collect their daughter from daycare. Arriving home with their little girl, he finds his wife's car in the underground garage. Upstairs in the apartment, her laptop is open on the table, her cell phone nearby, her keys on their usual place in the hall, except Braden is nowhere to be seen. It's as if she just walked out. How can she have disappeared from her own home? And did she even leave the building at all? With every minute that passes and as questions swirl around the community, Bryden and Sam's past seem a little less perfect, their condominium less safe, their friends, neighbours and relatives no longer quite so reliable. I'm so excited! I love this author so much. Then we have The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. So she is the author of One Night Window and Two Twisted Crowns, which I absolutely loved reading this year. Super excited to see what she does. I know nothing about this book. I don't know when it's coming out. I just know that I think it's a fantasy again. Then we have Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I'm pretty sure this is her take on historical fiction. It's also kind of giving Evelyn Hugo vibes in the fact that it's 2 writers competing for the chance to tell the life story of a woman with more than a couple of plot twists up her sleeve. So it's 2 people, they go to this old lady's house and like she's gonna tell her life story, and they've got to compete for who's gonna tell the life story, if that makes sense. So I guess the historical aspect is you're gonna go back to the old lady's childhood and stuff, but I'm excited to see what happens. I love Emily Henry, and again, we'll read anything this woman writes. Okay, then we have Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. Again, we'll read anything that she writes. Love this author. Apparently this is her most emotional read yet. There are some very deep topics, but honestly sometimes I love a good cry when it's over fictional characters, because you get the release without actually having the real life sadness, if that makes sense. I think this deals with dementia, so obviously very sad topic and very emotional, so it's gonna pull on some heartstrings, I think. Okay, another thriller, Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell. Again, one of my favourite thriller authors, one of my favourite all-time authors. 3 women are connected by one man in this kaleidoscopic thriller. Restaurateur Paddy Swan was the life of the party until the day a man pushed him in the path of an oncoming train, leaving his 20-something daughter Ash and wife Nina devastated. Shortly after Paddy's funeral, 2 women receive a surprise in the mail. A note and package from Nick Ratcliffe, an old friend of Paddy's, and a nondescript lighter that once belonged to him decades ago. This unexpected gift draws Nick and Nina closer, much to Ash's dismay. Martha is a small-town florist with dreams of expansion. She lives with her second husband, Al, her baby, and 2 sons from her prior marriage. But they never seem to have any money, and with his constant travelling for work, she feels like a single parent, especially when an emergency makes her realise something needs to change. But Nick and Al may not be who they say they are, leading these 3 women on a shocking collision course, wishing they had heeded a warning, don't let him in. I am nothing but confused about that, so we're just going to move on because I don't know what any of that means. Then we have Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, the 3rd book in the Empyrean series. Obviously, Fourth Wing is book 1, Iron Flame is book 2, and this is book 3. I want to know what happens. I'm scared after the ending of Iron Flame. I obviously can't tell you anything about this book because it was spoiled first 2. It's the 3rd book in a fantasy series. And I'm scared for the safety of my favourite characters. Then we have Phantom by H.G. Carlton. I don't even want to know what this book is about. Like, I want to go into it blind. All I know is it's going to be dark. And I think I don't know what character it is, but I know it's one of the characters from the Haunting and Hunting Adeline Cat and Mouse duet, their story. I don't know whether it's going to be one of the side characters or it's going to be her grandma or like what is going to happen, but I'm really excited. I love H.D. Carlton so much. Then we have The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. Honestly, I've actually only read the first 2 books in the Magnolia Pulse universe from her, but her writing is so like flowery and beautiful that I really want to read this. I know nothing about what it's about. I don't even think the synopsis has been posted before. I just saw it on Goodreads and I was like, want to read. Then we have Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage, the 4th book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. I think this is Dusty's book and I can't remember the woman's name, but I'm really excited. This is a cowboy romance small town series with a bunch of interconnected standalones. The first one is Done and Dusted. The second one is Swift and Saddled. Can't remember the third one because I haven't read it yet, but it is already out, so that's why it's not on the list. But I will definitely be reading it, and then of course this book too. Lastly, we have Story of My Life by Lucy Score. All I saw, this doesn't even have a cover yet. I just saw it was Lucy Score, and I really like Lucy Score's writing, especially her more recent releases. So I'm super excited to see what she does next, really. So those are all the books that are on my radar that are coming out this year so far, but please let me know if there's any anticipated releases that aren't on that list that either you're really excited for or you think I'll be excited for, because obviously this is definitely not a conclusive list because this is just what I found from a 10-minute Goodreads search. If you'd like to see more from me, please be sure to like and subscribe as I post new videos every week, trying to make it twice a week in 2025. Click that notification bell down below if you want to be notified when I upload, but that's all. I hope you have a lovely day and I will see you in another video. Bye!